Hello there, welcome to Heart Explained Therapy. Now, in this current climate, a lot of people have lost work, they've had to change positions, or maybe they've not been stable, they've been let down by their employees and they want to basically go and find something else and get a new job. And unfortunately, a lot of people are out of work, and you're probably finding this very difficult. Now, I just want to tell you a few things that I've discovered by myself searching for vacancies, jobs, and doing a bit of research. There's a massive one out there that I realised that for the 50 jobs that I applied for, I didn't get any success. I usually got automated emails of "you have been unsuccessful," even though it didn't seem like a good time to really weigh up the whole of my application form. I did a bit of research into this and had a look at why, even though I was completely overqualified for half of these jobs, why I wasn't getting a look in. And I found out that they actually use a computer now to look at the application form, to look at the CV, and they are picking out keywords that basically this algorithm will pick out information that this employee needs for you to get to the next stage. So you don't actually get looked at your application like the old days where they could see the type of character you are. No longer gets looked at. They're looking for keywords, possible qualifications. In fact, I did a bit of research and it said it was a bad idea to even put your date of the date of when you've worked from 2009 to 2012. This was actually a negative thing to put. They're not looking for this keyword, they're looking for the skills that you actually have. And basically, if your CV or application isn't filled into this criteria, you're not going to get a chance of an interview. Now, this is important to know because you want to have a chance of an interview, especially if it's a job that you know that you're qualified to do. Now, like I said, I applied for jobs that I was underqualified and overqualified for to do this research. I still didn't even get the overqualified jobs. Actually, I had a more success rate with the underqualified jobs. This is how bizarre the system and the algorithm is. I was getting people who was getting in touch with me based on a CV where I had no experience in that role. I had got to a telephone interview stage without them realising I had no experience. And obviously when you drop the bombshell, you don't get the job. This was all purely epidemic for me, but I wanted to see what I could do to give you tips on how to help job hunting. So this is what I've realised that you have to do. First of all, and it's very simple, don't beat yourself up. Whatever's going on in the moment, you're going to get this new position. You're going to find a job that is suitable for you. Don't add anxiety into the mix of that. Don't add stress and worry on top of this looking for a job. It's going to make you not go for ones that you could easily go for. You'll feel low, you won't feel confident enough to get it, and if you do get the interview, again, this anxiety is going to make you probably not even turn up to it. So lose the stressful feeling of the experience that you have now by searching. And just know that this will happen in time. There's a process, and however long it takes, it takes. As long as you're trying every day. And this is another thing that I've realised. When you're job hunting, there's some actual big psychological sort of systems taking place that affect you. If you are completely unconscious, when you get the rejection from a job, rejection is a bad psychological trait for any human to experience. Rejection in relationships is bad, rejection in job offers is bad, rejection in any type of situation makes you feel bad. Now be aware, you're gonna get rejection emails, letters, phone calls, they could tell you over the phone, you're going to get rejection. So how can we deal with being rejected in a job that we really wanted to do. Well, it goes back to this old sort of philosophy that I have, where you don't really put all your eggs in the basket. It's a lot easier to accept defeat when you didn't plant a seed that you had it sewn up. You had the task complete. You was going to win. Now, I'm not saying that you should lose that. You should always go into the interview with the confidence that you're going to get the job. But there's another part of your mind that has to understand and has to accept the reality of rejection. That's for all types of life, but particularly in this sort of dog-eat-dog world that we've got at the moment with job hunting, you're going to feel this rejection. Just prepare for the possibility, and therefore it just won't come out as a surprise. I didn't get that job that I definitely thought I was going to get. Another thing that I've noticed that happens a lot is people on the other end of the phone or emailing you or contacting you have really poor, and I mean piss poor, communication levels. Even though their job is to communicate with people, they are part of the HR to recruit people. The recruitment team have the worst communication skills I know in the kingdom of mammals that are human. And I want to tell you why this is. Their job is not a great job. It doesn't bring great kudos. Being any sort of recruiter for any team is not going to fill every single human with the amount of passion, like most jobs in general. They've done it for that long that it's just, you are a bit of cattle on the end of the phone, a piece of meat where they've got a tick sheet that they have to get through. This doesn't have to be looked at as ugly or disgusting. It's just the environment. It's just the nature of the beast. So don't be prepared to have a beautiful conversation with these people who are trying to recruit you. You are a piece of cattle that they're trying to stamp. That's as simple as it is for them. Then they're going to talk over you. They're going to not listen to your queries. You know, unless you get a really great communicator, which I'm not talking about someone who can learn these skills through their recruitment agency. I'm talking about someone who's got to learn these skills through life. So you're going to get this problem with this communicating person, and you're going to actually feel it's probably going to put you off the job. What I would say to this is, if the situation is that bad where you need another job and you need to go into it quickly to pay bills and stuff, start to look into this mindfulness where you can not be angered by the situation that you find yourself in. I know a lot about psychology. I'm open-minded to lots of different beliefs and understand all of the negative behaviour that I see every day. What this means is, in the past, only a few years ago, it would make me annoyed, it would make me angry. Now I can take it with a pinch of salt. I can accept that behaviour. I can morally stand up for myself when I really have to, but you don't have to fight, you don't have to get into this challenge, this warfare. I know a lot of people that get into these very difficult conversations where what's actually going on is you're trying to communicate your perspective towards somebody who has the mentality of a brick wall. So you're never going to get through that. I've often say with some of the horrible sort of narcissism videos that I do where you can't speak to madness. You cannot get through to somebody who has no empathy or sympathy or communication skills. You're not going to achieve this goal. So you suffer by trying to. What I'm saying is, and I'm not really saying don't try either, attempt to stand up for yourself morally, but in that sort of action, be aware internally that this isn't going to be very fruitful for you. If anything, it's really showing you how much work you have to do on mindfulness, which ends up always being And I know it must sound like a boring paradox of life, but it just always comes back to, it teaches something about you. You have no patience for immoral, uncommunicative people, which is okay. Accept it, accept that's what's out there. Now I want to tell people, and I want to wish them good luck in job hunting, because for the bit of research that I've done for the last 3 months when I've tried to find some information, the truth is it's basically a very corrupt system. You're going to have a lot of luck, so just keep trying every day. Don't let it cause you any anxiety. Set yourself a time, Monday to Friday, hour in the morning, hour in the evening, whatever is your time. Remember, this is going to cause your mood to change as well, because it can be very frustrating to fill in application forms and CVs and ask for references over and over again, and then told to chase up your references because we haven't got them, even though it's only been 3 days. It's frustrating. So just put a bit of time into it and know that you're going to get there eventually. And I wish you all the luck, because if I was actually looking for a job at the moment, I would have been pulling my hair out, which is probably what I did 3 years ago.